Danny, what's up, man? You're live with Ruslan and Zach. Thank you for watching the stream, man. What question do you have?
Yeah, man. The only question I got, man, is I respect your grind a lot. Definitely the independent grind. I'm just recently getting into music and producing, and I want to know what's your best advice for someone just getting into the craft, and doesn't really have a lot of ambition in getting into the industry, but just kind of getting better at the craft and just kind of falling in love with it.
Indie Jones, back with a trendy flow. I'm still trying to find my voice in this here scenario. Here we go.
Producing, specifically producing, or just like rapping, producing, mixing?
Producing, mixing, especially mixing, like,
okay.
I really want to get good at mixing.
And what do you produce on right now?
Right now, I'm actually transitioning into Logic.
Okay, dope. So I think production is easier than ever before, but it's also more competitive than ever before because it's so easy to do it. So I think that's super dope. Logic, I think, is a very, very powerful software. And if you're on a Mac looking to get into production, man, Logic is amazing. It's $199. It comes with everything you could possibly need. I use Reason 10 personally. Reason's a bit more expensive, Pro Tools is a bit more expensive, Ableton's a bit more expensive, but I think it's super dope. And so I would say drum kit. Start with your drums. Make sure your drums knock, and make sure your drums are just beefy. I would recommend checking out Anthony Cruz's Fax B or Litville drum kit. I know that sounds super crazy saying out loud. Shout out to Anthony Cruz. I love Anthony's drum sounds. So I would start there.
He's a dog.
Yeah, man. So start with the drum sounds, and then I would say the second thing I would work on is understand just a very, very, very basic premise of theory, like what a major key is, what a minor key is. If you could just understand what a major and what a minor key is, you could finesse it to do just about anything. And then third, I would say splice. Man, that's everybody's biggest secret right now.
I'm gonna start producing it.
Yo, splice is a game changer. One, for sounds, but two, for loops, and just about anything you could think of. I would say splice. Try the trial, and you get like 100 credits. I don't use more than 100 credits, but I be on splice heavy. The sounds are really, really good on splice, and so yeah, man. So does that answer your question?
Man, that's perfect, man. I really appreciate the help, man. That's great insight.
Okay, brother. Thank you so much, Danny. All right, brother. Peace. Yo, is this Jonathan?
Yes, sir.
What's up, man? Where are you from, Jonathan?
Miami, Florida.
Hey, it's East Coast time. It's kind of late over there, man. Thank you for watching the stream, bro. I really appreciate it, man. What question do you have for me or Mr. Zach Sparazzo?
Okay, so you're a person that cranks out like a lot of projects. I know you said you try to crank out projects like with the 6 months, I believe, and then kind of pick out the singles that the fans like the most, and kind of put out singles and visuals for those. But man, how do you crank out so much projects, man? Because I'm working on my first project, and it's man, I'm so meticulous. I want everything to be perfect, and it's man, you're like a factory, man. So it's how do you crank out so much material within such little time?
That's a great question. I think one, and something I probably honestly don't speak about enough, is that I do have the luxury of being full-time. So I don't know if you are full-time, but I've been full-time for 3 years. So I really don't have anything else to do but this. You know what I mean? So I think that when people see that, and my thing with God before I went full-time was Lord, if you let me go full-time, I'll do way more. You know what I mean? Even if I got to do more with less, I'll do more. And so one, I think you have to understand that one, I'm full-time. And then I would say the second thing, and this is something that people don't talk about enough, is talent stacking. Some people are savants and they're great at one thing. I happen to be a B- at 3 or 4 things. And I think I'm proficient at 1 or 2 things. So then that makes me an overall huge asset to anybody I work with. Meaning I'm not the best mixing engineer. I'm not the best producer. I'm not the best arranger, right? I'm not the best video editor. I'm not the best designer. But I could do all those things at a proficient level that's above the average of anybody out there. And so when you talent stack all those things, it allows me to get way more done in way less time. And then 3, man, I think it's just priority. Like, I think what's important is what you're gonna make priority, you know? And so if like music is important, like creating a system, creating a workflow, chipping away, going in the studio every single day, even if you want to be meticulous, like every single day. And I think the more you put out, the easier it becomes to put out, right? It's like the older you get, the faster time goes.
I feel like what you're saying about the talent stacking, Ruslan, is that like a lot of it is just not having to rely on a lot of other people and being able to do it yourself, even if you're not the best. The fact that you can like do it on yourself and you're not on someone else's schedule who might be busy, not have the time, maybe you're not paying, so like you're not the #1 priority. Like you can do it all yourself, and so that way you can knock out a ton of content. Not necessarily, not saying that you should always do it yourself, right? But being proficient at a few of those like must-haves, like mixing and stuff like that, will be able to get your music out faster. And you got to remember with 2 things. 1, I'm sitting on a decade of experience, and 2, with technology, everything has become easier, right? Producing has become easier, mixing has become easier, recording has become easier, shooting music videos has become easier. And so I'm also taking advantage of all of those different things and just kind of running and doing the very best I can. And I think that's another thing, is like people get caught up and, you know, make a lot of excuses. But the reality is, man, this is the dopest time to be alive if you're an artist, because it's so easy to make music. You know what I mean?
Yep, that's a fact, man. And that's super encouraging, man, because like the excuse, you know, I used to have as an artist, you know, like, oh man, I don't have the money for, you know, studio time and mixing and graphics. I remember you did a video on that like a while ago about talent stack, and I'm like, man, like you said, I'm not the greatest mixer, I'm not the greatest graphic designer, but I can do these things that it's not in a mediocre level. They can do it at a level that's decent enough so that I can crank out more material. Like
no, that's good. I'm gonna let you go and answer more of this question, because I think this is a very, very good question. So thank you for calling in. When you say you don't have the money to pay for mixing, pay for design, pay for all this, like, yo, neither do I. Like, a lot of these cats that be trying to charge an arm and a leg, like, I don't be having the bread to pay $250 a mix, $500 a mix. Like, mixing is super expensive. But what I do is I just get it done, and eventually you'll attract those people. And so the objective isn't to be a jack of all trades. The objective is to be efficient and proficient at whatever it is you're doing, and knowing that at some point you can outsource certain things that you may not be as passionate about. But if you're passionate about the big picture, you're gonna figure out a way to get these things done, or the music's just never gonna come out. And if the music never comes out, that's detrimental to someone who is trying to take this thing seriously.
I tell it how it is, I don't jump over no obstacles. I've been out in Southern California working on a low. She was there with me while driving down a back road, saying that she loved me, usually hit her with a I don't know. I was feeling different, ooh boy, I think I'm sold. See, I met a girl out in Orange County, Southern girl that went west a couple years ago. Took her home to the South with me. She played my song the whole drive to the radio. If that ain't love, I don't know what is. If that ain't love, I don't know what is. If that ain't love, I don't know what it is. If that ain't love, I don't know what it is. You're the only one that holds me together.